Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. Now we have a couple of characters from the Oshkosh Community Players upcoming production. We have Sophie Huff and Bob Larson. Thank you both so much for coming in today to tell us about the upcoming play that we have by Steve Martin. I'm going to have you tell us the title of it because I have a little bit of trouble pronouncing it.
The title is actually called Picasso at the Lapin Agile.
Oh, well, it's a good thing I didn't try to even say it. But first of all, thank you both so much for coming in today and telling us all about it.
You're welcome.
So first, what is the show all about? What can you tell us?
Well, the show is about the first time me and Albert met, of course. We met one night at my favorite Parisian drinking establishment, the Lapin Agile, and it is about our first meeting and the conversations and things we learned that night.
I happened to be in Paris on an excursion, and I stopped in. It seemed like a very nice place, a very interesting conversation. I had never met Mr. Picasso before, but it was a wonderful evening.
Yes, and not many people would expect Albert Einstein and Pablo Picasso to be together in the same area. So what brought both of you to Paris?
Well, I was working at the Swiss Patent Office at the time, and I decided to take a little excursion to Paris and happened to stop in and run into this fine gentleman next to me.
And
Well, Paris has always been a second home to me in the past few years. I love there are many beautiful sights and inspirational things, and the women there are quite beautiful and exciting as well.
oh, are they? So what exactly does Lapin Agile?
Lapin Agile.
Lapin Agile, what does that mean?
Well, the literal translation is the nimble rabbit. But if you come and you see the sign out front, you will see why we have affectionately come to call it the drunken bunny. When you come and see the show, if you look out, you should be able to see the sign right in front of the entrance. I also have heard that you will be able to see it on the Facebook. I do not know, of course, what this is, but I've heard it is quite rage these days.
Oh, you can see, so you can catch that on Facebook. Who else might we meet at this this establishment?
You cannot tell them where you heard this, but Freddie and Jermaine run a very friendly place. There's one regular patron, Monsieur Gaston, who can be a little grumpy at times. If you ask me, it's an act. If you find yourself in the area of Montmartre, I would highly recommend a visit. Oh, yes, there is also this boisterous American by the name of Charles Dabanow Schmendeman. He happens to wander in from time to time. Chances are he won't hang around very long, but if he will talk a lot. I won't put much stock in anything he says, although he did have one good idea when I was there. If you come for a visit, I'm sure he will tell you all about it.
Yes, and there are always a few surprises that will show up. I believe when we were there was this one musician, I believe he was. I never quite caught his name, and I don't think he quite had made it quite yet, but I could tell that eventually he would.
And this is a play by Steve Martin. Tell us a little bit more about him, the author.
Well, this is Steve Martin's first play. He wrote it at the end of the 20th century. Both of us were gone by then. In fact, Albert had been, by the time he started his career, Albert had been gone for years. I myself had moved on before he even made his first television appearance. But after he made the play, I, of course, took up a more personal interest in him. He is a very avid art collector, and I could tell you he has wonderful taste because he does own two of my own pieces.
Really? Wow. So all the more reason to check the play out. Can you tell us when exactly the play is going to be for us to mark our calendars?
It is May 8th, 9th, and 10th, and then the 14th, 15th, and 16th. The 8th, 9th, and then the 14th to the 16th will be at 7:30 p.m. The 10th will be at 2 p.m.
Okay. And where can we get tickets? If we go to the Grand Opera House's website, we can find that?
Yes, if you go to the Grand Opera House website, you can buy tickets there or at the box office.
Okay. We've got about a minute left. Anything else going on at the Grand while you guys will be visiting?
I understand the Oshkosh Community Players will be having a few other things going on during our visit. There is a trivia contest after one of the shows. I hear that the winner will be receiving a pair of tickets to all of Oshkosh Community Player shows for next season. So it'd be good to come out and try your hand at that.
I also hear that there will be a character artist. That if you have seen the artwork, you will see that they are characters. I find them very funny because there's no way V will ever look like that.
No, I do not believe so.
No artist, though, compared to Picasso himself, though, right?
Well, clearly not.
And what makes this a PG-13 show?
Well, I guess that could possibly be my fault. I mean, I have been known as quite the lover of women. And we talk about some intimacy, nothing too explicit, of course, and there is some rough language. Nothing too bad, but we do want to not have anybody be surprised when if they come to see the show, and if they bring any impressionable young people, to just be cautious.
Yes, and all the more interesting, too,
course.
with all those fun little additions. Maybe you can just recap for us once more the date and time of the show. Where can we get tickets?
Yeah. You can go to the Grand Opera House website, or you can go to the box office, and the dates are 8th, 9th, 14th, 15th, and 16th at 7:30 p.m. and on the 10th at 2 p.m.
Wonderful. And you can also check out the Facebook, as
The
Picasso
Facebook,
said,
yes.
with any more information, the Oshkosh Community Players Grand Opera House as well. Always posting fun stuff on the Facebook. I just love that. So thank you both, Picasso and Einstein, for joining us today on Oshkosh Today and telling us all about your upcoming visit to the Grand.
Thank you.
You are most welcome.